Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins line. This is Teela. Comes in a very cool looking packaging here. So it's the same packaging we've got with all the rest of the Origins figures. Very reminiscent of the original Masters of the Universe releases. Except this is new for 20 and has modern posing and retro play. But we do get the awesome kind of, what is that, rock explosion red background thing. The Masters of the Universe logo. And a full window for Teela herself, or blister pack, however you want to look at it. Looks pretty cool. Flipping it over to the back, we do have some new artwork for Teela herself. As captain of the Royal Guard, Teela fiercely fights to protect Eternia alongside He-Man. Very cool looking. We do have the action feature callouts here. Fit magical staff into hand. Twist into powerful battle positions. Along with the other figures from the Wave. He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Evelyn, and Beast-Man. Very cool. So this came out in 2020. But it is still somewhat available on store shelves as of the filming of this particular episode. So if you haven't picked it up already, you may still be able to find it here, there, and abouts. If not, you may have to check some secondary stores and things like that. But it was cool to have Masters of the Universe back at retail line, even though some of these were pretty hard to come by sometimes. But with everything going on in 2020, there were just lots of distribution issues going on, so it is what it is. But I was lucky enough to pick one of these up actually at retail, so I'm glad for that. But let's go ahead and dive into the figure itself here. Usually I use an X-Acto knife and cut this stuff out, but for whatever reason, I'm actually just going to try ripping this apart. We do have a little notch cut into the bottom of this thing. About the right size for you to stick your thumb in. So we're going to do that and just pull this off. I've not been saving these card backs because they are so plentiful. So that's just me though. We do get the awesome mini comic. And then the figure slides out on the bubble. And we have still pretty cool looking card art. That'll go back over here into the big pile of recycling stuff. So this figure looks like we only have a couple of those rubber band things holding her arms. Nothing holding her feet down, so we'll go ahead and slice those rubber bands off. Her accessory kit is just kind of taped in here. So we'll pull that off, and we'll open that here in a second. But the figure itself should pop right out, just like that. We'll get rid of these rubber band things on her arms, and there we go. We'll toss this to the side, and let's open up this accessory pack. They've done a good job of taping this thing shut along this shaft, so we're just going to slice down the middle of that more or less, and hopefully that'll let us pull all this stuff out. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Not really. So I'm just going to cut a big slice into the opened side here, and we have a shield, and we have her snake staff or Cobra Staff or whatever you want to call that. That's the only two accessories we get. We'll toss that to the side, and now we can zoom in on the figure itself. So give me a second here while we do the zoomy thing and adjust it like so. And we can live with that. Alrighty, so up first we do have the mini comic to look at. It's the exact same mini comic as we've seen in other releases here for the Origins line. Beast Barrage, some nice artwork. The back does show the cool figures. We've looked at this a bit, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. But if this is your first time seeing the mini comic, you can certainly pause it here if you would like to read through that. Very cool. I do like the artwork in here. It is nice to have that kind of throwback to that mini comic from the original line. Even though there's not really a whole lot of pages, but we still get it, so it's cool. Weapons. Shield. We have this cool shield. Not a lot to say about it, actually. It's got a decent amount of detail work on it. Got a handle here on the back. It's made in China. And the handle itself feels very rubbery kind of thing. Same thing for this spike in the center. It's that kind of softer plastic, whereas the shield itself is a little bit harder. But you basically just fit that into her hand like so, and she's got her shield. So yeah, nothing all that exciting. The actual Cobra Staff itself has a pretty decent amount of detail work on it too, considering this line itself is not, you know, the hyper detailed or anything like that. Pretty basic. I do like the weird curve that they put into this, which is very reminiscent of some of the that vintage feel. But snakehead staff can fit in her other hand very easily. Just kind of pop that in there and adjust it to wherever you want it to go. It's a little odd that it seems shorter than I would have imagined. So it's not like a full staff that you can stand it on the ground and things like that. So with her hand all the way there to the where the snake itself starts, or where the scales start, I should say, it still lacks another, I don't know, ½ inch or so to get to the bottom of the ground. So you will have to kind of pose that slightly oddly to get it to look right. So in my opinion, it needs to be a little bit longer, but it's not too bad. So pretty much the same accessories we got with the original vintage figure. So we also do have this removable snake armor, and there's just a little peg thing here on the back. We just snap that off, and then that just fits over top of her head. It's got a nice little place there for her hair, for her hair to fit in, and it looks pretty decent in place. The actual armor itself is made again out of that soft plastic, so it's very pliable, very bendy, and it has a good amount of detail work on it here too. I'm actually pretty surprised at how much detail they actually have put into this. It looks really cool though. So there is a, I guess we'll count that as an accessory. Most of the original vintage line Teelas, you most often see her without the armor on. So yeah, it is what it is. Moving on to the figure itself, it looks pretty decent at first glance. It does have a slightly glossy sheen to like the skin itself, and I'm sure this light here is probably going to blow this out a little bit, so we'll dial that down just a bit. Does that help any? Something like that. Anyways, pretty decent amount of detail there. Her hair definitely sticks up a little bit more than I was imagining, but it has a decent amount of sculpting going on there. Nice tiara, or I don't know what that is, but the face itself looks pretty decent. Nice blue eyes, no major paint issues. It looks very similar to the to what I have in my head of the original anyways. The rest of the body has a little bit of detail, not a whole lot. Still looks pretty decent. We got some little paint wear on her armor bracelet thing, arm bracelet, and yeah, I mean, it's a little odd that the colors are a little bit off compared to like her shoulder harness thing here. Turn it over to the back, we do have the 2020 Mattel stamp on it. Beyond that, fairly basic. Some details in the boots, which are nice. I guess we can turn the light back up here to get some of those details. Is that on? Yeah. So, pretty cool. Not bad at all. Poseability. The head does spin 360 degrees. We have plenty of up and down motion. Lots of side head tilt there. So, very nice there. Looks pretty good. If you look real close, you can kind of see where the hair kind of joins to the head. Not really sure about that, but I'm sure it's fine. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. This one is a bit odd in the way it moves, to be honest with you. It's not quite as smooth as some of the male characters, but it works. It does have a tendency to kind of pull in when you go up with it, and you can't really bend it out as much that way, but no big deal there. Ball and swivel at the elbow joint as well. We have a swivel and a rocker at the wrist. So all in all, pretty good articulation there. We do have twist at the waist, no rocker or anything like that. The hips and waist here are a little sticky, but it's got those plastic T-hook joint things there, so it can bend out actually pretty well there. Again, it's just a little sticky. It'll probably loosen up with a little time, but full front motion there. Full back motion, and that's actually pretty good, a little bit better than some of the male characters have been doing. We also have that ball and swivel joint for the knee, which I don't know, I still don't really like the way that knee joint looks, but it's not too awful bad. It actually looks a little bit better on the females than it does on the males. We do have a boot cut, so twist at the top of the calves, the top of the boot, and a swivel rocker combo thing for the ankle. So all in all, very nice. Goes about any which way you need it to. Peg on the bottom of the foot, peg hole. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. I may edit that out if I can. If not, you just heard a big sneeze. So yeah, pretty decent all the way around. It fits in line pretty well with the regular cast here, so you can see size comparison. Definitely a smaller buck, but stands about the same height, which is pretty cool. Maybe just a hair shorter, but looks pretty good. Not bad at all, actually. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really outstanding about this figure. It's nice to see more females in the line, and Teela is always one of the main characters in the cast, so it's nice to see them filling out the ranks, so to speak. Put her armor back on and her weapons here. So yes, it's a pretty cool figure. If you're at all a fan of the Masters of the Universe, I'm sure you're probably looking to pick this thing up, and you won't go wrong with it. It's a great updated version of Teela here. So yeah, not really anything special to say. Nice solid figure. I guess I should point out that all these joints are also swappable, so the arms pop off on those same joints. The head is removable, everything like that. So all your body swapping stuff that you want to do, you're still able to do that with Teela here. The joints are a little different, so you won't be able to put like He-Man's arm on her, I don't think. I guess we can try that real quick and see, but I don't think that's going to work. But let's test it out and see. So there's the arm popped off, And just because we had He-Man here, let's grab his arm. And yeah, you can see right there that those peg joints are not the same size, so you should not be able to stick... I don't know why you would, but you cannot stick He-Man's arm on Teela. So you'll have to do swapping with just the female bucks. But yeah, I mean, it was worth a try. The weapons, though, you can use them however you want to. Let's stick her arm back on there. So grab the power sword, and you can slide it into her hand. It fits in there fairly decently, so she can grasp it pretty easily, and then she'll have a sword to fight with. So that's cool. And then, of course, the shields and everything kind of work the same way. He-Man's shield kind of works. I mean, you can stick it there and she can grasp it very easily. The little forearm thing looks ridiculous on her, but still, it's usable in that capacity. So, yeah, no big issues there whatsoever. So anyways, that is Teela. Very cool figure. For, you know, the $15 that it usually goes for at retail, it's definitely worth picking up. I don't know that I would go much more than that. You know, the $20 line is usually where I would draw the line. I said that a lot. $20 price point is where I would probably draw the line on these figures. But they're nice. They're good to play with. I mean, they're pretty cool. They definitely fit in very well with you know, other collections and things like that. So it's a good line to get into if you're, and it's really great to just see Masters of the Universe at retail again. So yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for today, so thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of the Masters of the Universe Origins line Teela figure. I'm not blown away by it. I guess that original kind of excitement of the line kind of has faded, and these are just kind of standard figures at this point. There's nothing really special that jumps out at me, but it's, again, nice to have these female figures back in the line, and yeah, I'm just excited for that. So anyways, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you'd like to see anything specific looked at in future episodes, let me know that in the comment section as well. I will do my best to get it out in front of y'all. And until next time,